What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I just made this video because today I want to talk about something that I don't know if it's necessarily controversial, but I guess it's just like one of those conversations that can get heated, especially in the reseller community. And that subject is, people who are resellers or who say they're resellers and they charge for courses, information, groups, things of that nature, right? So on the one side, you got the people who say, no, nobody should charge for that. That's BS. Then on the other side, you got the people who actually do it who say, no, it's not. If you want to know what I know without having to do what I had to do, then you should have to pay for it. You go through all the groups if you want. You can watch videos. And this ain't really to put down on anybody either that thinks that there's something wrong with people charging or anything like that. But, they'll give their reasons. Nobody should charge. The information's free, this, that, and the other. My personal opinion, and this is just my personal opinion. Well, first, let me say this. You got resellers who will talk about people say that they're doing wrong or it's unethical or there's something immoral about them taking used stuff from Goodwill and all that and reselling it to other people at a higher price, right? And they'll even say like, well, no, there's nothing wrong with that, right? The concept is the same. Get something that's at a lower price, sell it at a higher price. If there's a demand for it, and there's a lot of reasons why people pay for used items, right? Nothing wrong with that at all. If it's at the Goodwill and you can make a profit, nothing wrong with that at all. And the arguments are good arguments, right? Good, solid argument. But you can't make that argument and also make the argument that it's wrong for a person to sell information. When that's regardless of what industry, right? People do that regardless. And I'm gonna get into that part, but you can't say, oh, there's nothing immoral or there's nothing unethical about me selling stuff from Goodwill or selling used items or used clothing or whatever, but then say, hey, Joe Blow is wrong because he's, selling a course or whatever. Or even think like, I feel like some people get this, like they look down on resellers that do that. And this is putting aside anybody that is a scammer, has scammed, might look a little fishy. The product itself, that's for up to the consumer to judge, right? Product being whatever the course is, whatever the group is, that's up to the consumer to judge whether or not there's value that's worth that price, right? But that in and of itself doesn't make it wrong. Me personally, I will pay a person for information if I feel like I want it or I need it, right? I have absolutely no problem with that, and I have done it. And thank goodness up to now, so far, I haven't regretted that. I always felt like, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Going back to the other side of people make the argument that it's okay to buy and resell used stuff, especially from Goodwills and things like that, but then say it's not okay for resellers to charge for information. Here's the thing, information is free. Yeah, it's definitely free. And if you want to sit there and take up your time and spend hours and hours watching this video and that video and doing this research and that research, and there's another option over here where you can just pay somebody to tell you exactly what you need to know right now, what do you think you're going to do? Right? Like I said, if the product is worth it to the consumer, fair exchange, no robbery. So I think that you kind of put yourself in a bound when you say there's nothing wrong with me selling stuff from the Goodwill, but then you say there's something wrong with somebody selling a course or anything like that. And a person, this is specifically, I guess, for resellers, but this can be in any industry or anything on YouTube, right? Yeah, some of this stuff out there is like BS, right? It really is, man. I mean, it's up to you to judge. You want to take your chance and give somebody your money without vetting them and doing your research, then that's on you. That's just a foolish thing to do. But you should not feel bad, specifically speaking to resellers. You should not feel bad for charging a person for a group, for a course, or for any type of information. Yeah, there's information you can give out for free, but we all know none of us give out the really pertinent stuff, right? We give out most of the information. Honestly, there's a few YouTubers that I do watch that give out some really, really good information. I'll say that, a few of them. But if they had decided to charge for some of that info, which they could, there would be nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Here's my thing. All right, now I'm gonna get to the other side of it. If I've been doing this for a long time, right, and I've gathered this knowledge through trial and error, I've made these connections, like I've done it, right? I've messed up. I made money. I lost money. And you come along. What obligation do I have to give you that knowledge for free? Absolutely none. Absolutely none. Because it cost me something, right? It cost me time. It cost me money. And who knows what else, right? There was a lot of sacrifices that go into a person growing their business, right? And especially a reselling business. There's a lot that goes into it. So I have absolutely no obligation to give you what I know for free. And if I do, you should be thankful, right? Now, if I charge you, you should also be thankful. Now, that price though should definitely be in line with the type of knowledge that you're receiving or the type of help that you're receiving. Because here's the thing. Now, all the things that I had to pay, my sacrifices, right? Whether that's monetary or whatever, you're not going to have to pay. You're basically skipping the line. How much is that worth to you? How much is it worth to you to not make the same mistakes? How much is it worth to you you're going to save time and money? Time you can't get back. Money you can, right? But you're going to save both of those, hopefully, right? If a person, let's just go with a course, right? This course should be offering you something that is going to help you in your business. Now, like I said, whether that value, it's up to the consumer to judge the value. But if it's a valuable course and people are being helped by it, and I'm not going listening to the outliers and people, that one or two people who just feel like, there's always something, right? But if the majority of people got something out of that course and the price of that course was worth it, I feel like that person should charge for that. They should charge for that. Because the other person who's receiving that information basically just skipped the line because of what you told them, showed them, and taught them. They skipped the line. Now, if you don't want that, go ahead. Sit on your computer for hours. Watch video after video. Maybe you get a little bit here. Maybe you get a little bit there. You might make some mistakes. Sources. It might be hard to find some sources. This and that and the other. But why? I'm just saying, why? Me personally, I ain't with that. Like I said, I've paid for different types of information. I've never been disappointed. And because I always sat there and thought to myself, why am I about to sit here? And I still watch videos and things like that and I get info. But when I really want something, when I'm really trying to get ahead, if I know that somebody got what I want, if they charge it and the price is right, I'll pay it with no problem. And if I got what I feel like I paid for, I'm fine with that. I'm totally cool with that. I don't think no YouTuber should feel bad. No reseller YouTuber should feel bad for charging for a group or for a course. Some people might say you got some who really don't resell. Now, if they're not reselling and they charging for a course, that's different, right? That's a whole different story. But even if they started off reselling, now they mainly do YouTube and sell courses. There's still nothing wrong. There's no difference between that and a person being a coach, right? A financial coach, a freaking health coach, or anything like that, right? If you got experience in a certain industry and you were successful in that industry, and again, that person should be successful or should have been successful, then the knowledge you got is valuable. It's valuable to somebody. And you shouldn't feel bad about putting a price on that and a value. And then, you'll meet the people who will be willing to be, and who will recognize and say, yeah, I need that right there. I'm gonna go ahead and pay that price. And those people are going to get ahead. Those people are going to get ahead. If I just use the one example, because I know I see a lot, not a lot, I ain't gonna say a lot, but I have seen videos of, and people just seem to hate on, I guess, daily refinement, right? And I listen to them a lot, man. I like the videos. I don't agree with everything. However, I have to admit that I have learned a lot just from his free content. I've thought about joining his group. I think it's $35 a month or something like that. I haven't yet, but not for no reason like, I would never pay for that group. Everything they got, I can learn for free. No, here's the thing. That's BS. You're not going to learn everything that those people in them groups know. You're not going to learn that for free, bro. You might learn it through experience, but how long is that going to take you? But some of the people in them groups that they talk about, the things they know, the experience that they got, the things they've been through, you're not getting that for free. I don't care who you watch or how much you watch them. You ain't getting it. And $35, as far as I'm concerned, is a small price for the value. And if you think about it, I think I heard him say in one of his videos, they got like 2,000 something people on their Patreon. And I don't even know right now offhand how many people is in a group and stuff and paying for that, but it got to be a lot, right? Yeah, tech and sports add a lot of value, of course. And then let me just say this and digress a little bit. Just because the man got suspended off of eBay does not detract or take away from what he knows and his experience. People tend to say that too, like, oh, you're going to listen to somebody who got suspended. It can happen to any of us. It can happen to any of us. Any of us can get suspended for anything. And then let's not act like all of us ain't doing something just that might be a little bit like questionable, got a question mark over it, right? They can get you in trouble. Come on, man. Can we stop? Can we stop with that? I can care less about why he got suspended. The man know what he know. He been there, done that, right? Now, as far as those groups go, I can't think of it. When somebody's scamming and when they offering some BS, like YouTube lets you know, people will make a video about it. I ain't heard none, man. I ain't heard none. Now you can say, yeah, the product, I might not have liked it as much. It really wasn't for me, so on and so forth. And they tell you, look, come in, learn what you need to learn and get out. You ain't gotta keep paying for the group. But there's a reason these people are paying for these groups. There's a reason they got the types of sellers. They got all these different calls, all these different people, and they're selling these different categories and on these different platforms. There's value to that. There's value to that. And if you think for 1 minute that you're just going to learn that by watching other people's YouTube videos, you're a fool. I'm going to just say that you're a fool. You're not going to learn what these people know just by watching. I done watched almost every YouTube or every reseller YouTuber out there, and some smaller ones who only got a few subs to the bigger ones like Daily Refinement and them. And let me tell you something, man, not many people add the value that he add to the community. I'll just be straight up about that. And I can only imagine the type of info that's flowing through them groups and in them different categories with the types of sellers that they got. And so you're not getting that for free, bro. You're not getting it for free. And I have no issue with them charging for those groups because that information is valuable. There's just certain things you don't just give out. You don't just give it away. You have to put a value on it. You have to, or people won't appreciate it. And then why should these people, like I said, why should these people who put in all this time, all this effort, got all this experience, made these mistakes, why should they give you all of that knowledge just for nothing? They shouldn't. It ain't right. They shouldn't be required to. There's nothing wrong with paying for that group. And he wouldn't have that many people in them groups for as long as they be. And in that Patreon, if there wasn't extreme value in it, they just wouldn't, man. Breaking Profit got a thing right now where he's teaching people how to flip from eBay to Amazon. And again, I haven't done that yet. I've been just looking at them. I really ain't got no interest in doing that, of course, but there's nothing wrong with that. This man, if he got a system, and I haven't seen anything negative yet, so I don't know, if the course is good or not. I haven't seen anything negative yet. But if he has a system that's tried and proven, he's making money, and he decides, hey, you know what? I'm going to take this and I'm going to monetize it. There's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And if you're a person who wants to learn how to flip from eBay to Amazon, then you could try it out. And if it works for you, and again, if it works, not if, you get the thing, you pay for the course, but you don't do what they say do. And no, you actually put in the effort and do what you got to do. If it works for you, was it worth it or not, right? I paid, oh man, I can't think of her name right now. I think it's Nikki Kirk. Yeah. She sell the ungating guides. So this was a while ago. I came across her channel and she was talking about the ungating guides. I was just like, I was thinking about it, thought about it for a few weeks. I'm just like, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna go ahead and try it out. And I think the one I got was for like OTC, health and beauty and stuff on Amazon. Listen, man, it came with the group, where you can get help out in the group. It did what she said it would do. The info she gave me, I put it to work and it got me ungated. Now, I could have said I didn't have to pay for that. I knew I didn't have to pay for that. But honestly, I didn't want to sit around waiting and researching and trying to figure out where to go and who to talk to, or I just didn't want to do it. In a lot of ways, I'm impatient. And I knew I could have figured it out by myself. I could have figured it out on my own, right? I could have, but I wanted to do it right then. I got the guide, got the info the same day, boom, went to the sites, put my orders in, got my stuff, was ungated like that, right? I didn't have to do nothing else. Like I would have had to research that, right? Where to buy from, the suppliers, things like that just kind of take time, right? You can figure it out. But I wanted it right then. I paid for it and it worked. Have no problem with that. That ungating guy did what she said it would do. And for me, I want to say it was about $100 something dollars. Well worth the money, man. I made my money right back in no time. It was well worth it, right? So it's whatever. If you're not a person that want to pay for that, that's fine. But there's nothing wrong with her selling it either, right? It's information that some people don't have, and she is under no obligation to get out of the way to nobody. She shouldn't just make a video telling you where to go to buy from to get invoices for Amazon. Like, come on, man. She had to put in the work and the time and the effort to find that out. So why should she just give it away? I don't know. I feel like I just needed to get it, because I just hate when people make these videos and they be like, and I don't necessarily hate the people or got an issue with the people themselves. I'm just saying, like, the idea that it's wrong for a reseller to sell courses or to charge for info or to charge for groups, and that if, like me, if I be like, oh, I would never do that, no, that's bull crap, man. That's bull crap. Look, I'll give y'all some basic info and I'll answer questions and things like that. But when it comes to like the nitty gritty stuff, like, dude, I'm not just giving that information away. It costs me a lot of time, effort, and money to find out, right? I'm not giving it away. And I ain't got no planned courses or nothing coming up or nothing like that. But I'm just saying, though, like, I have no problem with it, and neither should you. If you just do your due diligence, make sure the person has the experience, and that they got that they leave a trail of success behind them, and like I said, I'll go back to people like Daily Refinement. I feel like that dude is doing a lot, or he's helping a lot of people with the info, but it ain't even just him at this point, right? It's the fact that they got groups that have multiple sellers in different categories who have experience and knowledge, man, and they provide that at what I consider, from the price he says on his channel, that's rock bottom price. You can't beat that price. You can't beat it. To learn, look, if you just want to go in there for 6 months, pick the brain of the person in category you trying to check, or just go through all of them and then be like, all right, I'm taking notes, boom, I'm out. Nothing wrong with that. You got your money's worth. What is that worth to you is the question. What is that worth? And if it's going to grow your business, you can't even really put a price on it. If it's going to take you to the next level, you can't put a price on it. Tell me what you think in the comments. What do you think about resellers who push courses and things like that? And again, I'm not talking about the scammers. I'm not talking about the shady people and, the bull crap. I ain't talking about that. That's in every area, every category, every industry got that, right? They all got that. I'm talking about people who actually been doing this, who have something to offer. And if they come up with a course, do you think it's okay for people to be like, oh, you shouldn't be charging for this and shouldn't be charging for groups, and I ain't never paying for this? Why not? Why not? If you want to sit there and take your time and go look it up and figure it all out yourself, go ahead. You will probably figure it out. You will. But why not get a boost? My thing is, make the money. If you got the money, make the investment up front and off you go. That's what I did in a few different areas when I was like, look, I can sit here and try to research and find these websites and find out this. This person said they got it. I'm gonna pay and see what it's about. And if they got it, I need it right now, so I ain't gotta worry about it. And I did it, and it worked in a few different things, man. I got engaged in a lot of different ways on Amazon that would have took me time and effort that I just really didn't want to have to do. I really didn't. If that's how you feel, then you can pay for that info. If that's not how you feel, then don't. But I don't think we should be bashing people. I don't know if I want to say bashing. Because some people do bash. Some people do bash. I don't think we should be bashing people or even talking down on people who decide that they want to package up their product, their info, and things like that, and their experience, and put it into a product that can help somebody else. As long as they're helping people. That's the main thing. Is it helping people, right? Is it doing what they say it would do? If it's doing what they say it would do, then there's no difference between that product and any other product in life, right? You buy a toothpaste, why? Because you want to brush your teeth. As long as that toothpaste does what it says it's going to do, it clean your teeth, get your tongue right, and you ain't got no stink on your breath, it's cool. No harm, no foul, right? If you say you got a course that's going to show me how to flip from eBay to Amazon successfully, if at the end of that course, I'm flipping from eBay to Amazon successfully, no harm, no foul. Good shit, man. Thank you for making that course. You probably saved me a lot of time and effort that I would have, you know, like, yeah, can I figure it out? Of course I can. Who can't, right? If you got any type of sense, but why? If somebody's just going to show me how to do it and I can do it faster. This whole business thing is eBay, Amazon, all of this stuff. This is in a lot of ways, cutthroat competition, right? You don't want to be behind the 8 ball. You really don't, man. So if you can join a group of people or find a way to get some information that's going to propel you further, faster, take advantage of it. That's how I look at it. Take advantage of it. If you think other people playing by the rules and gonna be nice and ain't none of that happening, man. If people got discords and things like they got the bolo groups and things like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If they doing what they say it's gonna do, ain't nothing wrong with making that investment if it's helping you make more money and grow your business. Nothing wrong with that at all. But anyway, tell me what you think. Am I tripping or am I not? I don't care if you think I'm tripping or not, because I know I'm not tripping, honestly. There is absolutely nothing wrong with the concept of packaging up information and experience and selling it at a reasonable price to help someone else become successful in the way that you say that they can be successful. But you can still share your thoughts and opinions in the comments and let me know what you think. And do you think it's wrong or not and why? All right. And hell, while you're down there, just go ahead, write up a little bit. Make sure you hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you like this video. And I'll be back at y'all with another video soon.